From jaw-dropping royal feasts to mindful spiritual meals, Indian cuisine is like an art gallery of flavors, textures, and stories. They say the next best thing to eating food is talking about it. So here we are. I'm your host Ankita, and this is Beyond Buttered Chicken. Hello everyone! A big warm welcome to all my lovely listeners. With your love and support, I managed to put out 5 episodes so far. Thank you for following me and listening to my episodes. I got a little gift for you all, which I shall disclose at the end of this episode. It's just a little something for being my loyal listener. Today's episode is all about dals. What is dal? Dal is a dry pulse or a lentil that is cooked with spices, ideally low and slow, often finished with a tadka and best paired with steamed rice and a dollop of ghee. The usual suspects on side include aachar, that is Indian pickle. There's also papadum and nimbu, that is Indian lemon. If you are curious about what Indian pickles are, please check out this video link that I've posted in the description below. Back to dal. Dal is not just a lentil. Dal essentially can be categorized as pulses. What does that mean, you ask? On my Instagram account, I have posted this picture or a flowchart that elaborates on different kinds of legumes. Dry version of legumes, that is, dry seeds of the plant, whole or split, are called pulses. In India or the Indian subcontinent, split pulses are called dals. Remember, split, that's very important. Not the whole seeds, but only the split ones are called dal. Pulses ideally need to be soaked before cooking them. It's like rehydrating them. This helps cut down the cooking time. And dals, because they're already split, they don't need as much cooking time as the whole seeds would, but soaking will always cut down the cooking time. Throughout the country, one can find as many dal preparations as languages. Dal is such an integral part of the Indian thali. It is cooked like a soup to be eaten with rice, like sambar or varan bhat in Marathi, or dal is cooked with rice to make khichdi. Dals can also be added to vegetables or meat like halim or Parsi dhan saag. Dals can also be roasted or fried to make wholesome snacks like dal moot or roasted chana, or the latest sensation, chickpea pops. Dals are even ground with spices to make powdered chutneys like podis. And dals can also be ground into flour, which is then used for multiple preparations from sweet to savory. Examples of desserts or sweets that are made using different kinds of dals are Moong dal halwa, that uses yellow split mung beans. There is sattu laddu, that uses a blend of ancient grains and dals that is ground up into a flour. It's called sattu flour. Masoor pak, that uses besan or split chana dal flour. Imarti, which uses urad dal, it's like a urad dal jalebi. Puran poli from Maharashtra, which uses chana dal in its filling. The list is endless. When we go to Indian restaurants and order dal, we often then not get this yellow thick soup or a turmeric-laden gruel kind of dish, which honestly does not look that appetizing at all. And sadly, everyone thinks vegetarians from the subcontinent eat that for protein. Being a vegetarian is not that unappetizing, trust me. And definitely not on the subcontinent. Yes, we do enjoy pulses in our diet. Pulses are rich in amino acids, which when combined with grains, they do make a complete meal. But there are many different pulses that are consumed all over the subcontinent. Here are a few common ones that are popularly consumed all over the Indian subcontinent. Number 1. Moong dal. Indian subcontinent is the home of this dal. Moong dal can be green split moong dal, that is with skin, or yellow split moong dal, that is without skin. Whole green mung bean is also popularly consumed. Every Indian kitchen, poor or rich, will have either or both versions of this dal. The poor rely on this dal as a source of easy protein, while the rich find health and wellness in it. From pediatric to geriatric diets, moong dal is our go-to dal. Why? easy and quick to cook as compared to most other dals, not as heavy to digest, excellent nutritive value, and of course taste. Moong dal is mentioned in Yajurveda, that is around 7000 BC, also mentioned in ancient Ayurvedic texts like the one by Sushrita called Sushrita Samhita. Also, Gautam Buddha recommended green moong dal soup as a healing sattvic food. Kautilya's Arthashastra, which is the great Indian economics encyclopedia, mentions how to preserve and sow green mung beans. K.T. Achaya writes in his book about travelers like Ibn Battuta, Abu Razar, Tavernier, who have mentioned moong dal in their travelogues as widely used constituent of khichdi. Aini Akbari by Abu al-Fazl, that is translated in English, also mentions green gram dal that was costlier than chickpea and other lentil dals and was much in demand. Number 2. Toor dal, also known as pigeon peas. There is a bit of debate as to where this dal originated from, India or Africa. Several wild species of this particular legume have been found in parts of Africa, but also in India. Some historians strongly believe that it originated in India. Both Charaka and Sushrita have mentioned pigeon peas in their work. It was called adaki back then, which means one half or split. Today it is known as arhar, which may or may not be a corrupt version of adaki. Another term used is toor. Toor in Sanskrit means astringent. While many cultures still use the word toor, toor dal is also quite popularly used. Toor dal is often split. Whole pigeon peas or whole toor dal is not consumed as much. The seeds are hulled and then split. Hulled skins of pigeon peas are often used as cattle feed. A liquidy soup like toor dal with ghee tadka is most enjoyable with hot steamed rice. Number 3. Urad dal, also known as black gram. It can be bought skinned or with skin. Urad dal is also indigenous to the Indian subcontinent. Known as black gram, it has been mentioned in many ancient texts. In Sanskrit, it's called mash. Even today in Punjab, mash ki dal is a common term. In K.T. Achaya's Historical Dictionary of Indian Food, he mentions that coarsely ground black gram, like grits, was fermented to make vatakas. This was around the Sutra period that he's talking about. These vatakas are known as vadas today, like medu vada. Dr. Achaya also writes in his book, Indian Food, a Historical Companion, that rice and black gram dal were fermented together to make liquor in ancient times. That's interesting. Number 4. Masoor dal, also known as red lentils or just lentils. These originated in southwestern Asia, that's Turkey, Iraq, Syria, around there. It is speculated that from there it spread to Nile, Greece, Central Europe, and to South Asian countries as well. The etymology of the word lentils lies in the Latin word lens, which actually means lens, as in lens in English. It refers to the shape of the sea. It is slightly flat but convex like a lens, and therefore it's called lentils. In Sanskrit, masura means pillow, which also makes sense, and therefore it's called masoor dal on the Indian subcontinent. Ayurvedic texts consider masoor dal as one of the top quality dals that we can consume, only second to moong dal. Masoor can be bought whole, which has brown skin on it, or split masoor dal with a bright orange color. Hulled skins are again fed to the cattle. Number 5. Matki, also known as moth beans. This legume is indigenous to Indian subcontinent. In Sanskrit, it is called makustaka, from which the word matki is derived. This bean is usually consumed whole. Split moth beans can be ground up to a flour. This flour of moth beans in combination with urad dal flour makes mathiya flour. Various fried snacks like sev and papad are made of mathiya flour, especially around Diwali time in Gujarati culture. In our home, Thursdays were Matki chi usal days. Usal is Maharashtrian preparation. It is semi-dry, using dry, whole or fresh legumes that are stir-fried with onions, curry leaves, and special spice blends like goda masala. It is often garnished with fresh grated coconut. Number 6. Chawli or Lobiya, also known as cowpeas. These are said to have come to India more than 2,000 years ago from Africa. Wild varieties of cowpeas are found in Africa, which were then domesticated. In Marathi, we call it chauli. Lobiya is the commonly used term in northern India and in Pakistan. The word Lobiya has Persian background. Though the white ones are the most popular ones, there are also red and black cowpeas used in various parts of the subcontinent. I find lal chauli or the red cowpeas tastier than the white ones. Number 7. Wal, also known as field beans or called blub. This grows wild in Assam apparently. My aji used to make excellent birda, which is sort of a curry if you really want to put it that way. Wal is quite a tough legume. It is hard to overcook wal. In fact, unlike most other pulses, the skin on this seed has to be removed before cooking. It's extremely tough and inedible. Wal can be bought whole with skin on, has to be soaked for a couple days, then sprouted. Unless sprouted, the skin will not come off, and I'm speaking that from experience. When they're sprouted and ready, each individual seed is skinned by hand. After this, my aji would make a delish vatan, which is a marinade. Vatan means marinade in Marathi. It is a marinade made of coconut, ginger, garlic, onions, and some spices. Cooking wal also takes longer than other legumes. My aji's favorite flavor secret was to add a raw mango pith while she was simmering this curry. It added a fruity yet sour taste to the preparation. And in the end, she would add jaggery to balance all the flavors and garnish with fresh coriander leaves. All of this is such a skillful and labor-intensive process. No wonder the final product was so tasty. Skinned sprouted wal can also be used to cook a khichdi using similar marinade mix. All these are my family recipes, and I miss those days when Aji would lovingly serve us her home-cooked meals. It's all in my memories now. Number 8. Kulith or kultha, also known as horsegram. It is also known to be indigenous to India. It has been mentioned in various Indian Vedic texts. Remains of horsegram have known to be excavated at Indus Valley sites. It is an excellent source of plant-based protein and therefore has gained a lot of fame lately. For a while, it was sadly labeled as poor man's food. In Maharashtra, ground horsegram is available in form of a flour, which is then used to cook the famous Kulith pitla. It turns out to be this unpleasant, yucky kind of brown color, but it tastes so good. Must try. I will post a link to the recipe of this delicious preparation in the description. Check it out. Then we have 4 more pulses which we will discuss after this short break. Time for a quick break.
Everyone has something to say, a story to tell. We make it easy to share yours. So let's talk.
Regardless of your podcast setup, hit record. And from there, whether your podcast reaches 10 people or 10 million, we can help you get heard wherever listeners are.
And who knows, maybe even quit your day job.
But no matter who hears you, it's about connecting and sharing something from your perspective.
It's about having a voice and using it without anything standing in your way. Say it all with Anchor.
Some conversations are worth tuning into. So why not share it with Anchor's free all-in-one podcasting tools? Then make it easy to turn your video calls into audio that you can edit and distribute everywhere podcasts are heard. Capture your everyday conversations and make them available for everyone to enjoy.
Welcome back. We are still discussing dals and some popular varieties of dals that are consumed. Cooking dal is a low and slow process. For the best results, it is ideal to cook dal on low heat, preferably on wood-burning stoves, with a lid on and just simmer away for hours. Apparently, some of the super famous restaurants in India serve dals that have been cooking for several months or years. They call it building up the flavor. Just like those OG ramen restaurants where the broth has been simmering for years and ingredients are just added to the same existing stock to replenish or keep adding to the volume and flavor, the same principle is used here. Dal makhani is famous in North India. It is made using whole urad dal or black gram and is cooked on low heat in ghee with aromatic spices. The color of the final product must be this deep dark brown color. Many restaurants will add cream for a creamier texture, but that's cheating. Slow cooking breaks down this dal and naturally makes it buttery and creamy. Ideally, no cream is needed, and therefore the color of this dal is maintained dark brown. Whereas the quick version, cooked with cream, has an orangish color to it. So now, next time you order dal makhani at a restaurant, make sure you observe the color. Anyway, let's continue with the last four varieties of pulses here. That is Rajma, Chana, Chickpea, and Vatana, that is peas. So number 9, we have Rajma. Rajma or kidney beans came to India as a part of the Great Columbian Exchange. There are many varieties of this legume that are grown in different parts of the subcontinent. They say over 100 different kinds of kidney beans grow in Uttaranchal and all along the foothills of Himalayas. People have adopted this new world bean as their own, and now it's known by its regional names. We have Tool Rajma, which is also called cranberry beans in America, Chitra Rajma, which is consumed in Kashmir, which is light colored and can be called speckled pinto bean, Sharmili Rajma, that is deep dark red in color and a little shorter, Black Rajma, which looks very similar to black turtle beans, and there are so many more varieties. Some of these also have a GI tag associated, or maybe they're in the process of approval. If you have some exciting stories about Rajma or some more information, shoot me a message. Number 10, Chana. Kala Chana, that is Bengal gram, also is known as Desi chickpea and has been grown and consumed on the Indian subcontinent for quite a long time. Remains of Chana have been excavated at sites of Indus Valley civilization, and various ancient texts also give us information about Chana. However, the oldest chickpea remains have been found in what is present-day Turkey and Syria. A wild ancestor of chickpeas was grown and consumed there and thus domesticated around that area. It is believed that they spread to the Mediterranean region from there and then to the Indian subcontinent around 3000 BC. Desi chickpea or Desi chana has varying colors, ranging from light to dark brown or even green. This legume is smaller in size and has a thick skin and shriveled look. On the other hand, chickpea, which is also called as Kabuli chana, is much bigger in size and has a light beige color, thin skin, and a smooth appearance. It has been proven that major cities on the Indian subcontinent actively traded with Central and West Asian countries long before the Sultans and the Mughals arrived in Hindustan. So it is highly possible that a variety of chickpeas came to the Indian subcontinent thanks to these ancient tradesmen. Aini Akbari mentions how Kabuli chana, that is the chickpea, was sold for almost twice as much as Desi chana during Emperor Akbar's time. Both these varieties, however, fall under the same family. The famous preparation, chana masala, ideally should be cooked using Desi chana or Kala chana, while chole would use Kabuli chana, also known as chickpea. Kabuli chana, presumably it entered the Indian subcontinent from Afghanistan, therefore the name. It cooks much faster than Kala chana, but the thick-skinned Kala chana is more nutritious than chickpeas. Chickpea was one of the few things that Portuguese traders brought to the New World, where it became popular as garbanzo beans. Garbanzo is a Spanish term which literally means dry seeds, and thus came the word garbanzo. Today, garbanzo and chickpea are synonymous, and this legume is popularly consumed all over the world, except the Far East. Culturally speaking, chickpeas have a special place in the Mediterranean and Middle Eastern cuisines, and of course South Asian cuisine as well. However, in Europe, it was considered poor man's food, and therefore it failed to leave its imprint on their cuisine. Kala chana can also be roasted and eaten as a snack. It's an excellent source of calcium and the mother of besan, which is also used in so many Indian dishes. It is consumed like a staple. I can guarantee it is one of the most essential pantry items in an Indian kitchen. A close second one after rice and dal. The skin of kala chana is hulled and legume is split, then roasted and then ground into besan. This flour is besan and is not same as chickpea flour. I repeat, besan is not the same as chickpea flour. The binding ability of besan is magical. Beautiful pakoras or spongy soft dokla. Almost every regional cuisine in India will use besan in some or the other way. And these recipes go long before gluten-free became a hashtag. Though chickpea flour is quite similar to besan, I believe texture-wise, chickpea flour was manufactured for baking purposes. Gluten-free baking is a big market, and that's why we have this slightly coarser chickpea flour, while besan is exclusively meant for desi purposes. Unfortunately, many recipe translators and creators use chickpea flour synonymously with besan, and they're unaware that this can majorly alter the texture of final product. Most Indian preparations, 99% of them use besan and not chickpea flour. Keep that in mind next time you download a recipe off the internet to make pakoras. Time for 3 fun facts. Number 1. Pulses were stored in jars where the mouth and inner walls were smeared with oil and ash. Apparently, this technique came to India from the Romans. During the time of sultans, that is 1206 to 1556 AD, grains were stored mixed with pounded elephant bones and leaves of pomegranate trees. That is so interesting. Number 2. Chana makes a really good animal feed. Majestic Arabian horses, a breed of horses used to munch on chana that was easily available in the desert. I am quite positive that it made them stronger and added a luster to their coat. Today, this breed of horses is known for their strength, dense bones, and their superior endurance, especially in the world of sports and competitions. Number 3. Yellow peas was and is grown as animal feed, a cheap protein for animals. When slaves were brought from India, the Indian indentured labor to the West, Indian islands like Trinidad and Guyana, they were provided yellow peas as an easy, cheap replacement to dal that they consumed back in India. The English Empire produced these peas in Canada and exported to the islands, thus keeping the trade within the empire. Since then, yellow peas have been a part of the West Indian diet, and it's evident when we think of dal puri or dal soup of Fiji. Yellow peas, and also green peas, are called Vatana in India. They're often cooked whole and not split into dal. However, split yellow peas are quite popular in North America and are similar to desi chana dal, that is split whole kala chana. It is hard for even a trained eye to tell them apart. Often in the recipes that ask for chana dal, split peas can be used and no eyebrows will be raised. No wonder Canada exports yellow peas to India. And some sneaky businesses process split peas with chana dal to make besan. It is cost effective to use yellow peas in place of chana. Chickpeas, chana, besan, chickpea flour are all an integral part of the global cuisine today. Hummus and falafel is the global representation of Middle Eastern food, like butter chicken is for Indian food. Be it chole or pindi chana or chana masala, they're all brothers from different mothers essentially. On this note, we're going to end this episode here. Oh wait, the little gift I talked about in the beginning. It's time to unveil that. So my website, simmeranspice.ca, has my digital posters for sale for $5. But because you are so special, here's a coupon code just for you and you can download these posters for free. That's right, free. This is not a scam, I promise. The website will not want you to sign up with your credit card or anything. Literally, just enter this code at checkout and you're all set. The coupon code is podcast5. That is PODCAST and the number 5. All in capitals and no spaces. I have posted the code below in description as well. Let me know which of these posters is your favorite. Also, I've been adding Insta guides, as I've mentioned before, to my Instagram account, that is beyond.butterchicken. You can easily look up all the different dals that I spoke about today and how they look and how they're cooked and how they're eaten and so much more information. So please check it out. These guides are loaded with all the information that's going to make you hungry. If you have any special topic requests, please comment below or get in touch with me. My contact info is always available in the description. Please share this episode with your friends and family and let me know how you like this podcast so far. Say anything, just even a simple hi. I love hearing from my listeners. It motivates me to dig harder for stories and fun facts about food. Don't forget to hit the follow button for more delicious episodes about Indian cuisine that is Beyond Butter Chicken.